So making a stop motion animation through Just2Easy, we log into Hub, we select Just2Easy, and then when we get our suite of tools, we're going to select the JIT 5. In there, we can see the different applications that we've got, and we want to use the animate one. So for this example, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use any of the templates, and I'm going to create a stop motion animation based on the water cycle. So for this, I'm going to want to use the same background. So by clicking on the background box, I can draw in then my background that I'm going to be using throughout my animation. And what that means is that I don't have to recreate it each time I go on to add the next step within what it is that I want to explain in the animation that I create. So there's our animation background. And then also to add text, what I want to be able to do is to click up here on where I've got my animals, and you'll see that I've also got the option to select text. So I can choose the font that I want to use, and then I can select the color of the font. And I'm just going to add in my title now. So from there, I go over, I can add my water cycle title, and then come back over and think about starting with what I want to show in my animation. So once I've created my background, I then click on the first box, and this is where my animation will start. So I've got my background there, and I can think about what I want to add to my first part of my animation. So I'll just pause this while I then add it in. Otherwise, you'll be watching me create something that's going to take me 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so for my first scene, I've added the sun's rays, and I've written in the sun's rays heat up the water. So if I go to my second scene, I can then click in my little add button here. It takes me to my second scene, and what I want to show this time is that the water begins to evaporate. So again, I can show that evaporation. I can click on my font or on my text, and I'm going to say that the water begins to evaporate. And then I can click on my next scene. So in the next scene, I want to show that the water goes up and begins to condense. So we'll pause it again. So we have our next scene where we've got the water vapor rising, and we can move that on to then say that it condenses to form clouds. So again, I can draw in my clouds. I can click on my font. And add it in again. So all I'm going to do is keep going through and adding in each section of my animation until I've gone through the entire cycle. Once we've then created each scene for our stop motion animation, we can click play to see what it looks like. And what you'll be able to see is that we can also slow it down so that it could give the reader time to take in what each stage of the water cycle shows. And then by doing that, we can press stop and then save our work, and that will be saved into your My Files, which you can share back in your Google Classrooms or Microsoft Teams. Good luck.